He's undermining us. Caller and Farage lash Barnier as EU need Brexit deal more than UK. The former Ukip leader is set to meet with Michel Barnier tomorrow to discuss Brexit as the UK cuts ties with Brussels. A caller, named Dave, phoned Farage's LBC show demanding to know why Mr Barnier was continuing to undermine Britain. Dave criticized the Frenchman for claiming that the UK would not reach a bespoke deal with Britain, insisting the Brussels club needed an agreement. He said, "I would like you to ask him why he is continually making negative comments that seems to seek to undermine the friendship that we have with the EU. We have to trade afterwards, and it seems to me that the TBJ group of Tusk, Barnier and Juncker just making comments to alienate people. I will give you an example of one. There will be no bespoke agreement with the UK. Well, of course, there will be a bespoke agreement. What are we going to have? Just Canada's deal? Just Japan's deal? The deal would have to be bespoke. There are no two deals that will be the same. The thing is, when he does this, he turns people against the EU and we have to trade with them afterwards, and we want to trade." Farage stepped in, adding how crucial a bespoke agreement is for the European Union and business of member states. He said, "The second question that I had picked out from the thousands of tweets that have come in, to ask him what he thinks will happen to the EU economy if he fails to secure a trade deal with us. What would be the impact on EU citizens if the EU were to stop trade with the UK? Well, trade won't stop, but trade might become a little bit more difficult. It's his people that would suffer far more than us. And yet to date, he doesn't appear to give a damn about the peoples of Europe. I think he cares about those big glass and steel structures. The salaries, the pension, the way of life." Last month, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator Mr Barnier said that it was not open to a free trade agreement including financial services. Following a backlash, Mr Barnier later said, "Logically, for the economic side of our partnership, we'll be working on the basis of an FTA along the same lines as what we negotiated and signed recently with Canada, also South Korea, and Japan more recently. There are of course differences between these different models because each of these cooperation models, each of these trade models is, of course, tailor-made and specific for the country with which we're signing these agreements. So there are differences, but it's the same approach, the same logic underpinning these agreements, and that will be the situation with the UK in the light of what they have said their position is themselves. The Prime Minister has insisted that the UK will seek a bespoke deal with the European Union in trade negotiations. On Sunday, Mrs May told the BBC, "Well, we are definitely leaving the EU on March 29, 2019, that's for sure. The first stage in getting that is looking at the implementation period in more detail. The business community asked us for the implementation period, to ensure business confidence endured. We then have to work on the withdrawal agreement by the end of the year, and we want to finalize a deal on our future relationship. What Canada +++ means is that we want our own trade deal, that is all. We start with our own relationship with the EU, and since 80% of the economy is service-based, that is what we will seek to add to the Canada deal.